All right.
This fellow's outside looking at us like we're smoking crack, which, knowing you, we might be. I don't know.
Are we going to smoke some crack later? Crack
No, I'm not
Crack is whack, bro.
I'm a lot of things. A crackhead is
What's
not
a big
one of
drug
them.
in Chicago right now?
All of them?
Crack for sure.
Crack, really? It's still hot?
Of course.
It never stopped?
Sniffing too is good too. That's why I've been hearing from Chicago people as sniffing.
So what is sniffing? Oh, cocaine?
Yeah, coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That would
you go the south of is it Kankakee? Is that the name of the town?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
correct.
so south of Kankakee, it's all meth. It's just
correct.
meth.
Yeah, I was gonna say it actually. Yeah. It's crack and meth for sure. For sure.
Some meth.
Some
a little meth in there.
Some cocaine might level you out a little bit.
Me?
Right? You're so like all over the
energy,
place
dude.
anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It might do the opposite for him. It might like kind of just flatten things
You don't think
out.
it's just going to make it worse?
It's probably worth trying. At this point,
let me self-medicate with some cocaine.
I am quite convinced. You know who Cat Williams is?
Yeah. Of course.
Remember the skit about the dude sitting there looking at the refrigerator that he got so high he just stood there and looked at the refrigerator saying, "I know there ain't nothing in you." That would be David, right? The smart, dumb, whatever you want to call it. But
the looks he's giving you.
I don't even know what he's talking. What are you talking about?
I'll play it for you later. It's okay. I can't play it for you.
I remember. I don't remember the line exactly, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. David is quite the thinker, okay? And so if you were to get David really stoned, you know what he's going to do? He's going to stand around and like super overanalyze things. He's like, that light bulb.
I super analyze everything anyway.
That light bulb. See, what it is that light bulb, it lights up. I know it. I guarantee that's
Gilbert, you got to help me with the last name.
Khoshaba. Khoshaba.
Khoshaba.
That's me Sunday.
Khoshaba.
That's me Sunday in Assyrian Aramaic. So I'm Assyrian from Iraq. We speak Aramaic, which is the Jesus language.
That's the language of Jesus.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, how accurate was... Did you watch The Passion? The movie?
So, I mean, I don't know how Jesus... I cannot tell you
No, I'm saying like...
how accurate.
The
language?
They supposedly spoke Aramaic.
Yeah, it wasn't...
That was their whole thing. It's like, hey, this whole movie is going to be in Aramaic, and then they were going to do the subtitles.
Correct. So it was the prayer was not correct at all. The prayer when he was praying, I forgot what it was in English, but Babantile Bishmeya in Assyrian. So, the regular prayer.
The Lord's Prayer. Yeah,
the Lord's Prayer. So it was inaccurate. And there's a video, I can send it to you guys, of a guy who knows the language, the old language. We speak the newer version of the Aramaic, but he knows how to speak the old version back in those days, and he walked through it. Like, he talks about that. I can send it to you guys when I
that's
go
awesome.
across it.
Yeah, I'd love to watch that.
And he shows the prayer, and he tells where he was not saying the right thing, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Was it the wording, or was it like the grammar, or the accent?
the whole language. Like, the language was not correct. Like, it was like mumbling kind of thing.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like have you ever guys heard the Arab Money song for DJ Khaled? It's rap. And the Arab money, like that.
I have a problem with DJ Khaled.
I know, I have a problem with that. So they go, there's a line that's supposed to be Arabic in it, and it's like literally mumbling. But like, so it's kind of like that too. So I speak both languages. That's why I speak Arabic and I speak Aramaic, because where I'm from, the country speaks Arabic, but we are the native, and the native speaks Aramaic.
That is really cool. And, never mind. I'm not going to say that. I was getting ready to throw a massive dig at you. I'm just not going to. Sorry.
Anyway, my beef with DJ Khaled is that he doesn't actually do anything. He just puts his name on the music.
Yeah.
And then he brings other people in to do the music and the song, and they're like, yeah, that's sort of the thing. Like, they come up with the track.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's 4 notes.
Well, our podcast is kind of the same way. It's me and the guest that bring the value to the show, and then you're just there.
Let's go.
And I would agree with you if the whole time I was just going, yeah, woo, yeah.
Oh, you weren't? Never mind.
I'm not.
I guess I
bring
just
the
don't hear what
spice.
you say.
I bring the spice.
Yeah, you are like a spice girl.
A spice girl?
Yeah. So,
Which spice girl would I be, Lucas?
I don't know.
I think Mel B. Well, is it Mel B?
Dude, I don't even know the Spice
Is,
Girls.
isn't that Scary Spice? I think that's Scary Spice.
The most I know about the Spice Girls is what was brought up in the Tourist on Netflix. That's about as far as Spice Girls are.
The Tourist?
Yeah, there's been some good Netflix shows lately. The Tourist and The Gentleman are just.
How do you have time
I heard
to
The
watch
Gentleman
Netflix?
was really good.
Yeah,
You know what my wife is into? Love is Blind. Have you seen that thing?
I haven't.
Have you seen the girl who thought she was Megan Fox?
Yeah.
She's like, I look like Megan Fox. And then the guy saw her for the first time and he's like,
No, they got well. So you have to convince the other person on the other side to like you. So she kept telling him that everybody tell her she looks like Megan Fox. So he thought she was gonna be like this hot.
everybody thinks Megan Fox, they think of Transformers. Like, of course, like that is a 10% of humans.
Yeah.
Is Megan Fox in Transformers. And that's, you bring up Megan Fox, you don't think of scary Megan Fox now. Like, she's scary looking now. But you think of Transformers Megan Fox.
Yeah.
And she does not look like somebody made a reel of, they're like, yeah, she looks like Megan Fox. They took her face, or Megan Fox's face, and they put it on Jay Leno's chin. And they said, if you just give her Jay Leno's chin, she looks like Megan Fox. Anyway, she's into this complete and total shit show of a reality nonsense.
Yeah, I can't watch shows like that, dude.
And she's like,
man.
oh God, I got sucked in. And I'm like, this is like the
My wife,
worst.
long time
trash
ago,
TV.
before we had kids, she got me hooked up on 90 Days Fiance. And I used to sit down and watch it. It was hilarious.
most grown men wouldn't admit that, but
The only reason why I watch TV is like that, so I can focus on other stuff. Like I'll be on my phone doing email and stuff like that. I don't have to focus. It's just like in the background.
Yeah, it's just noise.
So
Yeah.
I call it like stupid show, stupid
Right.
TV to help me focus on other stuff.
Yeah. Well, how did you get into auto repair? Tell us the story. How did this all happen?
Oh, I
So-
gave his name, didn't I?
Yeah.
What's the name of the business?
So I own Hollis Brothers Auto Works. So my background, I was born and raised in Iraq, Baghdad city.
Yeah.
I lived the whole war. So I grew up in the war zone as a teenager.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
That's like I believe
Some
in
white
butterfly.
boys,
I
they
believe in
wanted to
butterfly
blow things
effect. So
Yeah.
I believe in the butterfly effect. So everything happened for a reason. So if that didn't happen, probably I would never met you guys, never been here.
Yeah.
So in
That's a
2005,
very positive way to look at things.
Yeah. So thank God nobody like close to us that have hurt or have their life destroyed because of the war. But in 2005, we decided to leave. The reason why we were not leaving Iraq because my dad used to work with the United Nations and he had a really good job, and he loved what he did, so he never wanted to leave. But my uncle and a couple of my aunts, my grandparents, they've been here since the early 90s.
Yeah.
Which is in Chicago. So after the war happened, my uncle, he was like, there's no way you guys are staying in Iraq. It's dangerous because they were going after my dad because of his position.
Yeah.
And he was working in the United Nations. Yeah, they tried to kidnap my sister a couple of
Oh
times.
my gosh.
Who's they?
Terrorists,
okay.
people. Well, so after the war happened, there was, if you work with foreign peoples, no matter what you're doing, if it's humane or if it's anything you're doing, you're
And you were Iraqi.
You're the enemy.
if you're Iraqi, you're against them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about that.
Oh, you know about this?
Yeah. I've actually read a number of
Yeah.
books on the subject.
Yeah.
I just think I'm a dumbass.
You don't read.
I know. That's
We
true.
just established that.
So we end up going. So before the war, in 2000, when I was 12 years old, my dad's best friend, he had a shop where we used to rebuild pads and shoes and clutches. So we used to redo them. So if your pads are going low before you touch the metal, you take your pads out, you bring it to us. We clean out the old material, we drill it, and then we put a new material and rivet it on there. The labor is cheaper than the parts over there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why there was these kind of things. I don't know if you ever seen those like videos in Pakistan and
Yeah.
India.
Oh, yeah.
So we were better because we have the machinery. It was not as poor country like that.
Yeah.
We have all the machinery and stuff like that. But buying the pads was way more expensive than having somebody doing this for
Redo
you.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I that's how I started in the industry. But in my head, I wanted to be a soccer player, and I played soccer since I was like 8 years old. And so when we came, fast forward after 2005, we moved to Jordan. We lived 4 years over there. In 2008, ended up coming here. After I came here, I turned 20.
Okay. And
So it was
did
really
the whole family come, or was it?
Whole family, my parents, my sister, my brother,
Okay.
and we came all together. So we ended up coming here. My parents were forced to be retired because they were all. My dad had an open heart surgery,
Okay.
and my mom she had a problem with her hand, so they were forced to be retired. So me and my brother, we had to take it upon us to help, paying bills and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So we were just working like dogs.
Yeah.
I was doing there was weeks I was doing 40 hours overtime.
Holy
I used to
cow.
work 80 hours.
Yeah.
So we started, working. I got my bartending license. I was doing bartending in the weekends, all that. And my wife now, we start dating. And that's in 2012. And she's like, why don't you do something you love? Like, why are you doing these kind of jobs? And she's really smart. She's have a really good job, master's and everything. So I was like, well, I love doing soccer. Like, but I can't play soccer anymore. I'm older now. I can't get a contract. She was like, well, you into cars, you work on your own cars. You help with your friends and stuff like that. Why don't you just go schooling, stuff like that? So I ended up going to UTI. I graduated from there. And before I went there, I started working at National Tire and Battery, which is, I got a big pay cut just to get and hand in the experience on my resume.
Yeah.
And then I went to UTI. After I graduated, I walked into almost 25 dealerships in person, talked to managers, applied and everything. Then BMW of Chicago, which is Perlo BMW, ended up hiring me.
Okay.
And then with them, I was apprentice for 9 months. And then they put me on the line as hourly. And not even 6 months, I was flat rate.
Yeah.
And then they start sending me masters, to get masters and everything. And I was one of their 4 engine guys where we used to do valve guides, timing chains, like tear apart the engine.
Right.
So I got all that booking, 100 hours a week, and it was busy shop. Like my lowest week used to be like 75, 80 hours. But my goal was to always have my own shop.
Yeah.
So my partner now that everybody thinks he's my brother, he's not, but we're really close friends. And we work together at NTB. He's 4 years older than me. And then before that, he was my second cousin's apprentice. So we're family. We know each other. And he looks like me. I have the beard and everything.
All right.
So me and him, we used to do work on the side. And we started like flipping cars and saved up about 100 grand. And then we were like, okay, it's time to, do our own thing. So I started looking. I did not want to start from zero. So I started looking for a place where it's properties getting sold with the business. Because we were into the properties. We own a couple of properties. My wife, me, and my partner does. So we wanted to own the property. And my wife is also a partner with us. So I ended up finding Hollis Brothers. It was Hollis Brothers Auto Repair.
Okay.
And it's been a business since 73.
Wow.
In the same community, and it's a really good place. Barrington, Illinois. It's a high-end, like the bougiest you can find in Illinois.
Right.
Really high-end income household. All the cars are European. So that was why I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
They have the customer base. We went there. We took over in November 22, and it was only me and my partner, which is, I always say, my brother, and we just not long ago we hired an advisor, and I'm doing everything. He's in the back end. He doesn't like to deal with any customers, any of that. So I'm doing advising, estimating, working on cars too. So the reason why I'm here today in Mars, because we're struggling with car counts.
Okay.
Thanks to you guys, actually, I found a video of you guys on YouTube, and then I started listening to your podcast, and I started listening to Cecil.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the numbers and stuff like that. Then I met ASOG, and I put a post where I was saying like I'm struggling, and you told me to introduce me to the mastermind.
Yeah.
There we joined the mastermind. and my numbers has been good. Like our average repair order is above 1,200 every week, easy. Even our car count, like this week, we had only, I think, 7 cars, but our average repair order was 1,800.
Right. So that made up the difference.
Correct.
You know?
So yeah, our numbers, like our parts GP is good. Everything is good, but we're just struggling with car count. And I'm trying to.
What happened to the customers that were already going to Hollis?
I feel like because they were not charging correctly, so probably the fat got trimmed.
Yeah.
And then some of the people, I still see their customers that we met from the beginning. They still come. Some of them we notice and they're not coming back. Even they came back a couple of times because what happened is before I went to Mastermind group and everything. My numbers was a little bit low. Like my parts GP probably was 37%.
Yeah.
So when I start like learning from Mastermind, I changed my numbers and everything, so our prices went higher.
Yeah.
So those customers
But you're working on European, right?
Correct.
These people should be used to it.
Exactly.
And you know, here's the thing is like I know how that feels, right? Like because it kind of sucks to be in that spot. It kind of sucks to know that they're leaving. And he was fussing at me earlier because I'm looking at my follow-up report. And like when you care about the business, when the business is your baby and like you're doing this thing and they don't want that product and you're like, what am I doing? You know, man, that stings a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And what was scaring me, I felt like maybe we were pricing ourselves off of the market, but there is like Christian Brothers nearby us, and their prices are like higher than us, and they don't do as quality work because we do see their customers coming to us to fix their.
That's not their business model. Their business model is Christian Brothers is to just trim the base. Like that's all they care about.
Yeah.
You have a problem with everybody's got to like you. This person doesn't like me. Why not? It's because you charge them $3,500 for evals, bro. Like you can't charge $3,500 for evals.
Is that
Only
one
evals.
time? Every podcast episode, I hear about that one time that you charge the 3,200.
And he still comes to the shop.
That guy?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a Land Rover? Mm-hmm. I feel like
he was in that.
Rover.
He was
Do you
in
work
that
on Land Rovers?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Actually, no, it's not. I mean, they're not bad, dude. I mean, we're lucky.
If the owner is not the first owner, if it's not their first Land Rover, it's fine.
You want to hear something funny? Actually, one of my customers or clients, he had the only owner of a Land Rover LR4 HS, whatever, E.
Yeah.
5.0 non-supercharged, 153,000 miles. They needed timing chains. So he was like, what's my bill? Like, I don't want to do it, but what's my bill for your, for diagnostic? I was like, I think it was like $350. He was like, how about I give you the title and then not pay? I was like, you know what? I'm looking for an SUV because I don't have an SUV. I have 3 kids. I was like, that's fine. Just give me the title. So it took me, my partner is mad about it. It took me about like 3 months to do the timing chain. The car was getting pushed in and out. We were like, I was doing the timing chain, and obviously I'm running the business. I'm working on other cars. So I had the timing chain, the engine apart for like 2 months, and I had to put it. It's not hard. It's just, it's the way they have
labor
things done.
intensive
It's just like Audis, like
Audis
the engineering wise.
Audis are junk. Let's not talk about Audis. It's not that they break often, they're junky. It's just that when people come in, they think that I have bought a $100,000 masterpiece. Yeah. And they don't know that, no, this thing's a pile. It's just a fancy pile, or it was sold in a fancy, because I think in other countries, I had a lady who worked for me, and she was like, I don't know why everybody's so impressed. She lived and worked in Europe for like 15 years. She comes over here, and I don't know why everybody's so impressed by Mercedes-Benz. She's like, they're taxi cabs in Germany. And it's like, okay, yeah. But here they're not.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in other countries, Land Rovers are just Jeeps.
Yeah. No, well, the way they look at it in Germany, because you have tiers. Like they have Mercedes that get sold over there. It's like a base Corolla here.
Yeah.
Because they sell them for all demographic. Not like here. Here is like the lowest base. You still haven't the GPS. You still haven't. There's over there. There's cars that still comes with the windows that goes up and down. Mercedes on the rear windows, even their sunroof.
Really?
Yeah. Because we used to have them in Iraq. They used to, those the kind of cars.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like the cars that you see in Europe and Asia, we the same market. We are almost the same market in Middle East. So here in the United States, they sell the higher bases
Right.
because I mean, don't get me wrong, we're more bougie here than anybody else. Like we want the greatest. We don't want anything like Mercedes. It has to be a
And if we can't be
$90,000
bougie,
car.
we will blow up that country.
You know, you're probably going to hell. You know that, right?
What's that?
You're probably going to hell.
What?
We all
true.
are.
It's true.
So
We're trying to blow up Russia right now.
you've got to. We're supposed to talk about that on the podcast.
What's that? I haven't seen anything about it other than what happened. Did you see that? No.
Yeah,
They sent an alert. Some there was a. They think what is a terrorist attack or something?
Yeah, like one of the big venues in Russia. There was like lots of people shot, and the whole place exploded. And yeah, that's what we all said. Like, that looks a lot like World War III.
There's a video game. I think it's Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm.
There was a controversial segment of that video game where you were supposed to go into an airport and shoot up the airport. That's the game.
Yeah.
Like you go
Yeah,
into
I
that
remember,
level and you just shoot up the air and you're shooting civilians and
I remember that. Yeah.
and then at the end they kicked you out and the whole point was to frame this other country as the perpetrators of this.
Did you know they put those two maps back in the new Modern Warfare game?
I don't have that one.
It's good. It's really good.
You know what?
You know what we should do? We should buy additional computers, and we should be playing Modern Warfare while we're recording.
Not while we're
So stream.
do that.
So you want to do streaming?
Yes.
Yeah,
See,
good.
he's got it.
Yeah.
Hey, so you've
that
got?
wouldn't work.
Don't you have like a fairly popular TikTok?
It's decent. It's about like 5,000, 6,000, almost 6,000 followers.
Are you using that for the shop, or are you using that for?
So I started as a personal when I was still dealer at the tech, and it was growing. It was going high. It's like probably when Enright was starting to.
Yeah.
So we started almost the same time. But when I started changing my mind of owning a business and shop, I kind of I was focused on that, like trying to get all that done. The bank, you guys know how that works. So I kind of put it in the back burner, and now I'm going back, and I'm trying to make it more for the business, obviously.
Okay.
But I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to also my goal is to be an absent owner because our goal is to grow. I know David is gonna say why, but I want to have more than one shop. My goal is at least 4. I know he's gonna yell at me.
Right.
But I'm into it for the properties mostly. Like
He's
my
got
goal-
2 shops, right? He's got 2 shops.
Really? I thought it was one shop.
Why don't you tell him about the second shop?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway,
We're not supposed to talk about that, or?
it's whatever. That's not
But
Hey,
yeah, so
if you need ADAS calibration
yeah,
in Kansas City,
I got you. Yeah.
okay.
don't worry. Once about the system, he's only calibrated like 3 cars. It's fine.
And here's the thing. I just don't feel that you've been in it long enough to have it break
It's
you.
hatred. Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah.
hatred inside
Well, that's
you.
what I'm trying to. My goal is not try to be running the business and be in it for a long time. I'm trying to get it to a point sooner to being absent. Like I'm trying to. My goal is
Scale it quickly.
Exactly, quickly where I don't have to turn wrenches. I don't want to run the business. Probably I will do it 25-30% of my time. Like even if I don't want to grow. Like my goal is not to be in there. Like I'm done wrenching, to be honest with you. Like I can wrench another 10 years, but I don't want to. Like I have 3 boys again, and because I grow up, like I lost almost my whole teenager. So I would say from 13 all the way to 20, that life was gone.
Yeah.
Like I did not enjoy it. So my goal is, because I have my kids, and if they get into something, I want to help them and be with them, take them. Like if it's soccer and we have to travel to Europe, or we want to go, like my kid and be like, okay, I want to do this for real. I'd be like, okay, that's fine. We can go to Europe for 2 months for a camp. And I can do that. I don't have to be in the shop. That's my goal.
Oh.
Do you get what I'm saying? And my
for sure.
my oldest is 4 years old. So my goal is by 4, like I'm 36 right now. So I want to at least at 45. I don't want to do it. Like my shop is running. I don't have to be there. I have a manager.
You don't have to have 4 shops for that to be the case.
Well, that's true. That's true. But
My shop's open.
yeah.
well,
and you guys,
it's closed.
We're
here.
I get what you're saying, but my thing, I mean, we're in it to make money. I know we can live with a little bit of money, but I want to provide. But I don't know. Maybe it's a hunger because I did not have it. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's maybe
I could see that.
Like even my wife tells me, like, why can't you be happy? I am happy, but I want to have more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like
No,
I cannot live
it's not
without a
happy. It's content. That's what you need.
Yeah.
You need contentment. You need to be like, this is good.
Yeah. Like my wife tells me, like, you should be happy. Like you have a $2 million property. Like your business is doing really good with only you and
Is
your
she Middle
partner.
Eastern too, or
She's
from,
born here, but she's Assyrian too. But she's Assyrian from that's another story because Assyrian used to be an empire. So then when the countries got divided, some of us stays in Syria, some in Lebanon, some in Iraq, some in Iran. So her parents are from Syria side, from the Syria country, but she's Assyrian too. But she's born here, like she was born here. Yeah. So she's
like
American.
first generation, or her parents came over.
Her parents came here very young, got married here,
Okay.
but they're like me. So they came out around my age and they got married here and they had their kids.
It's different. It's different. Like so my parents moved into this country. They met here.
Correct. Correct. Just like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a completely different perspective than what you're dealing with.
Oh yeah. And then like again, go back to that why I want to grow more. Like I feel like I want to provide, like I want to have my family have the nice big house. I'm not into boats. I know you're gonna say boats. I'm not into trucks. So I don't want any of those. But I want to have the nice house. I want to provide, like I want to give my kids, put them in a nice school. Like I don't want them to struggle because I had struggled. You know what I'm saying? Like when I telling you, I used to work 80 hours a week and I did it for like almost a year and a half. For making not even $1,400 a week.
But that's not a bad thing.
That's
I
what
know
I
that
was.
was hard.
Yeah.
I did it too, dude. I used to have a full-time job. I used to go to school, and I used to work overnights. That's how I did it. It was overnights. When I was done with my overnight shift, I would go to college. I would take a few classes. I would get about 4 hours of sleep. Then I had an evening job. Oh. And then after I'm done with the evening job, I'd come home, I'd eat, and then I'd head to my overnight job.
Yeah.
I did that for years.
I believe you.
And
I believe
so,
you.
like,
it's not a bad thing. I don't know how to put it in words. Like,
no, I think you put it into words beautifully. But
yeah, it's not.
I think the thing is that
we're trying to convince you that you're wrong.
What made you who you are, and what gave you the perspectives you have, is those challenges, right?
Correct.
Like that's what made the human being that's sitting here with the character that you have, right?
And the work ethic.
And so
the drive.
Definitely. Yes.
Like, you don't want to take that away. That's what you're taking away from the kids.
I'm not. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to spoil them. Like, definitely they're gonna be working, get into. But that's another. Actually, I forgot to make that point. I wanted a business, my own business, so I can get my kids involved in it.
Yeah.
To work in the summer because I don't want them to be spoiled brats.
Yeah.
And then waste their time going to college. They don't know what they're gonna do after graduating.
Yeah.
So I want them to be, because I have seen my people come in here. I don't know if you guys heard of this guy named Andy. He's an Assyrian. He came here young with nobody. His family stayed all back home. Mm-hmm. He used to sleep in his van. He bought a van. He used to sleep in it. He used to work in a parking lot, valet parking lots in downtown Chicago. Then he started renting the parking lot from the owner, and they had a small room over there. He used to sleep over there. Then he bought one, he bought two, and now he owns a company called Park One that owns almost every valet parking in downtown Chicago. The properties alone that he owns, they're more than $30 million, $20 million.
Yeah.
But why he did that, he have kids and they got into the business, and then his business grow where they own restaurants, they own towing companies where his other kids run. You know, like that's, so I want my kid to be involved in my business, where just like Cecil, his kid is getting involved.
To teach them and to bring them up in it. And let them,
that's how we made money. That's how you have to work and make money. Obviously, you're not just gonna get money from nothing. You know, you're not gonna be going to school, not going to work, and you expect me to pay for your college or whatever you're doing. That's another reason why I got the business, so I can get my kids. Again, I started when I was 12, and I wanted that. My dad did not want me. He was like, I just want you to focus on school, play soccer, don't worry about work. I was like I was like itching.
Yeah.
Like since I was a kid, even my parents stopped buying me cars or anything like electronic, because I used to like destroy it, take them apart.
Take it apart. Put it
So
back
that's
together.
what I want. And thank God my old kid, like he tells me, like he wants to come with me to work. Like, and I used to go Saturdays. I stopped going Saturdays. And then he tells me like, let's go. I want to go to work. I want to help you with doing oil change. Like,
How old is he?
He's going to be 6 in September.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to hang out with dad.
What was
That's
that?
cool. He wants to hang
Yeah.
out
Oh
with
yeah,
dad.
yeah. He's a very daddy's boy. Like he's very upset that I'm here. So, and he has attachment problems too. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of me. And then
You
again,
scale the business, and then what you find is that you can. And I'm not trying to dissuade you from whatever. I'm just saying, like, there are other ways to kind of angle things. For example, like my family's coming out to California with me. We've got a conference to do in California. My family's going to come with me. They'll come a few days later, but they're going to come with me, and we're going to make a vacation out of it. My wife had to go to Colorado. The family went with her. We're traveling.
yeah.
I grew up pretty poor, so like we didn't travel, and if we did, it was because we were driving, and if we flew somewhere, it was a big deal. My mom saved up all her money. Every dime we got, it was saved up to make a trip to Guatemala, and that's where we went. That's the only vacation we had. Hey, we're going to Colorado, go hiking. That was not a thing. My kids get to do that now. So, but you can do it all within the structure of the business. Without having to have 4 shops. Ugh.
The problem is we're very entrepreneur. Like my wife, me, and my partner, we're very entrepreneurs, and we love like I own 3 properties. My wife, she have 2 properties. My partner has 2 properties beside the property that we have.
It's about the chase.
Exactly.
It's the thrill of the chase.
Yeah, it's. I don't know how to explain it, but again, it's about me trying to live comfortable life. But I wanted to have something, I can go and have it. Like I don't have to save up. I don't have to. Maybe I might not get to that level, and that's okay. But I wanted to get to a point where I have the 6-bedroom house with a big ass basement, and like I'm just saying,
what you find is that.
Which is
like
I do have
he lives in a
5-bedroom house.
mansion. Like what you end up finding is that it's just more stuff breaks, and
Exactly,
the
yeah,
property
that's,
taxes
actually-
are really high.
You're right. You're so right. The problem. Okay, you know what? It's the problem is the way the government are treating us as, the people. Like if our taxes were not going high every year,
You're in Chicago,
like
dude, you're screwed. In Illinois, you're screwed. You are so screwed.
My sister-in-law, she bought a house,
Yeah.
and I think her taxes were like $14,000 or something like that for $800,000 house, which is not bad in Illinois. It's not bad. That's like solid, right? Then the city, they tripled their taxes. She had to hire a lawyer. They've been fighting it for 3 years, and they still could not make it happen. Like they stopped it for 3 years, and now, like they're thinking they can't even get rid of the house because of how high the taxes went.
Holy cow. That's insane.
It's a nice house and a nice area and everything.
What area or what city?
Lagrange. It's have you ever been to Brookfield Zoo?
Sure.
Yeah. So it's
I know
near
of
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. So like the taxes, the inflation thing and all that, that's what's messing us up. If our taxes was not as high, like back home, like we barely had any taxes, like, and if you bought the house, you own the land no matter what. What was that?
Same time, you don't have a lot there.
Nothing. No. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I would
Although
not.
I 100% agree with you.
I would not change my life. Like if I have, like if you tell me, okay, if you change the history, let's say, like you go back, and I would be like, no, I'm happy the way I am right now because I can make this happen. Back home, I could have not done that.
Sure.
It's really hard. It's really like the politics and everything here, yes, is bad. The tax is bad, but over there, there's way more other different politics that you have to
It's a
do
different world, yeah.
to be able. Like if you want to open a business, there's so many rings you have to kiss to be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then probably still have to pay under the table for this and that, and then we are minority, and then we're like third, what they call a third type citizen, or what they call that, like
Third
third
tier.
class.
Yeah.
That's how they treat you. So that's another thing. So that's why
your ethnicity
correct,
in Iraq.
correct,
Is,
yeah.
it's-
So it's
yeah.
really hard. It's really hard to be in like high ranking, like if it's government or if it's like from before. Like even at some point we were not. They came up with a bill where we cannot use Assyrians or English names for our kids. To that point, yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm telling you. Like I'm not complaining about being like, I'm so blessed to be here, so blessed to have kids here. And I tell my kids all the time. Like I tell my oldest.
What I'm saying is that this is a very big country, and as soon as you leave the Chicago area, you find freedom.
Yeah,
And all the you have tasted just a snippet,
mm-hmm.
but if you go somewhere different, it is freer.
I would love to have you to convince my family and my wife.
I think you're fairly
Dude.
close to South Dakota. Like you just gotta just slide over into the free state of South Dakota.
You know
the
what's-
weather's the same, but there are no
No.
taxes.
No, I don't want the weather. I hate the weather. That's one. I love.
Yeah,
don't
the
get me
awful
wrong.
weather and terrible taxes, and the politics are awful, and then the
then the
riots come through and
crime
they
and-
torch everything, and these people are nuts out there. Is what I'm saying.
Dude,
I'm raging on Chicago like a douche. It's not as bad as California, but it's just a notch under.
Did you just say you're raging on Chicago like a douche? Is that what you
No,
just
no,
said?
no. Like not
It's-
like
I swear to God,
California.
when you edit this,
You
if you
don't
go
listen.
back and listen,
Probably.
did he not just say I'm raging
I thought
on
he said-
Chicago like a douche?
I thought he said you're a douche. Like you douche. Like I'm not trying to. I think that's what he said.
Same
But
difference.
you know what's so
Same.
it's so hard. Like we can move. Like stay in Illinois. Like that's what I'm trying to. Like Barrington.
Yeah.
There's Inverse near us. You can buy a land. It's not. As soon as you get out of Cook County, if you go to
Yeah.
Lake County,
Yeah.
you're solid. Like it's
different
10%
world.
less,
Yeah.
2% less taxes than Lake County, than Cook County. But the problem is whichever the first Assyrian person was, I think it was 1912 or something like that. There's a picture in our museum in Chicago. The first Assyrians were here. I don't know why they decided to come to Chicago. Like, why didn't you go, like, I don't know, like somewhere a little bit more warmer, like, Georgia.
Yeah, I know, right?
don't- just
Anywhere,
like,
anywhere.
And then everybody started coming in the 70s, in the 80s, like everybody started going to Chicago. And it's a big community, don't get me wrong. Like we have so many churches over there. The community is really big. They thrive a lot. They own a lot of businesses and stuff like that. And then actually my house, it's about max 20 minutes drive from my in-laws, and they think we live far. So imagine if I'm gonna go
Right.
somewhere else
The
and
difference,
different. They
yeah.
would they disown their daughters.
Dude, it's
That's
a
how they
thing.
are.
I don't know why. We moved my mom from Boston to Kansas, and she's telling her family, who doesn't live in the U.S., no concept of the U.S. and
Yeah.
how it works, and they're like, I'm moving to Kansas with my son, and they're like, Kansas, like. Just a bunch of racists in Kansas. Just a bunch of white folk and she's like, what? No. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, that's what my sister, cousin, whoever crazy ass family member was telling her this. And, it doesn't matter what, if you're in a metro area, you'll find the community. And I mean, that's mostly Mexicans, but there are whole parts of Kansas City that everybody just speaks Spanish. That's it. It is what it is.
No, you can't. The problem is
It's
like
not as eclectic, I will say.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a big Syrian.
Assyrian.
Assyrian.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now I feel
that's
bad.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Assyrian
Yeah.
community in Kansas City.
I wouldn't say. I don't think so. I think
You don't
can,
know.
Texas.
Now I'm gonna look
Texas,
for it
I would
now.
say, look for it. Let me know. Definitely, let me know. There's a lot in Texas, California. Like California, you find them
Yeah,
in
you don't wanna go
Modesto,
to
San
California.
Diego,
yeah.
Michigan, Arizona. Florida maybe, but in Chicago it's a lot.
It's a massive community in Chicago for sure.
Big time.
Yeah. Who are you texting? Are you just trying to figure this out?
I want to know.
It's always gonna be like 200 people, maybe.
I know, right?
Well, we have pockets of Middle Eastern like communities in Kansas City, but like that's a giant chunk of the world. Like, what does that mean? And so a lot of times it just
you know how David determines
like
these things. He searches the restaurants.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I looked up the restaurants.
Yeah.
He's not even joking.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Middle Eastern.
Most of the things in David's life really revolve around food.
You got to give me what's the signature dish.
Well, it's mostly like Middle Eastern food, so it's like
the signature dish.
Our signature dish would be dolma, which is the grape leaves stuffed.
Yeah, and rolled up. It's very it's briny.
We have our biryani, which is different. It's not like the Indian biryani where you have like a stew.
Okay.
It's not. It's dry. It's mixed with beef, chicken. Like my mom, she makes some good food, dude. Like if you guys ever come to Illinois, let me know. I will tell my mom to cook like 2 good dishes.
Well, David, we're going to Chicago, buddy.
Yeah.
The problem.
And I don't live
that
far from O'Hare, by the way. I live literally 2 miles from O'Hare.
Really?
Yes. So I have family and friends. They park by me, and they take Uber to go to O'Hare. That's how close I live. They don't pay for parking.
I wish I had known that because we were in Chicago, I guess last year before last. I would have come in and said hello. I just didn't connect 2 and 2. But
you don't know. There's a bunch of places they just say they're Middle Eastern. They have dolma on this. Yeah. I've had dolma in Kansas City.
There's different. A lot of Middle Eastern countries do dolma, but there is the Assyrian way. We have, there's a lot of our main dish is, it's rice and then whatever stew that you make with it, with the beef or lamb or chicken, whatever it is, and then we have the main dishes where we make them for like events like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and stuff like that. So, and I'm telling you, my mom, my wife, she tells me like, my mom is cooking. You guys will love it, dude. I'm telling you.
See, here's the thing: is that the reason that we do the podcast?
Yeah, we want to go to the
restaurants. Is because of food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance we're going to show up in Chicago.
Yeah. I swear to God, let me know.
Where's mom?
Right. I'm telling you,
my mom loved cooking food to have people tell her how good her food is. So she would do
that's
her
the best kind of mom, right?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'd be so fat.
Like every day she always like, I'm married. My wife makes food and everything. Like she calls me. She's like, hey, come pick up some food. I made you something. I'm like, and she lived block away from my house because she helped with my kids. So I go pick up my food and I go home and my wife already have food. So we're never run out of food.
That's
and
awesome.
I barely buy anything. Like, when I go to work, I always have food, take with me to work. So we love what we eat. So for sure, that's for sure.
Maybe we need to be eating what he's eating because
I work out. Don't get me wrong. I wake up at 3:45 every day to go to the gym at 4:30. And then after that, I go to work. If I did not do that, my belly from the food.
I've heard that it's easier to maintain than to lose.
That's true.
So he probably soccer player.
I was always. I'm always. Even you can't tell. I was always petite, and I was for a long time. I was like maybe under 140 pounds, and then I was able to get.
That's my left
build
thigh.
muscles. Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. No, it's not.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
He's like, fatty. I can understand.
No. I have a coworker. I had a coworker with me. He was a Polish guy. His forearm, it was bigger than my thigh. Like that's. I swear to God. Then I was able to go to the gym and lift some weight after I stopped playing soccer, and I got myself to 177, and I was on a scale at 177 for like maybe 6 years. Never changed. Now I just got up to 182. Like I can.
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
You suck. Okay. Last night
he's eating dolma. He's not eating freaking like yeast rolls.
Yeah. Well, our food is not very
rich. That's
well,
the word.
They are rich. But they're not like they're not junky. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not burgers. They're not like
Brother, listen.
fried.
It's not. It's not like the traditional. It's not. Well, I guess yeah.
No. It can be. No, we
have.
have some food there. Like that's why my dad actually had an open heart surgery.
Oh.
It was because of our food because it's, they are oily. But
Listen.
you have to know what you're doing.
Listen. Last night we went to dinner, and the waitress walked by our table with a thing of rolls, and David's buttons popped off of his shirt. Okay,
I didn't have buttons. That's funny.
One of us can look at a thing of rolls, and like we gained 3 pounds just by looking at it.
That's strawberry
That's
butter.
so funny, dude.
Was the strawberry or raspberry
butter?
Was it raspberry butter?
Where
It
did
was
you guys
raspberry
go?
Butter.
There is this most beautiful ride out through here.
If you
And
like to drive.
yeah.
If you like to
Yeah.
drive.
So
Hey, I
it's-
do.
It's like going west from here out to Perry.
Okay.
And it is the most beautiful
Yeah.
ride you could ever
14,000 foot snow-capped mountain over
imagine.
here.
Over here. Salt Lake on the
Wow.
other side and mountains behind it.
Like
and you're
you-
riding
both
in the
I'm gonna
sun's
have
right
to
the
go.
whole
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
and you're like out in this farmland, and it's like this beautiful farmland going out through there, and there's this restaurant out there. It was a cool ride.
Yeah, I end up going to In-N-Out because we don't have it.
Yeah.
So I just had a burger.
Did you
from
like
there.
In-N-Out?
I don't like it as much as Portillo's. I don't know if you ever had Portillo's from Illinois. Have you ever had Portillo's?
I know of it. I probably have had it. But what did
Their
you
burgers.
do? You had the burger.
Right here.
Yeah, the burger.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, Portillo's has burgers?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
a burger place?
It's like a Italian beef place. So they do Italian beef, hot dogs, burgers, and it's charcoal cooked, which is I like.
Yeah.
And it's but like the patty and everything is really well. It's not small,
Yeah.
and it's really tasty. Like you can, I love it. I enjoy it. Like it's one of my favorite burgers. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good burgers out there, but Portillo's, I love their food.
See, here's the thing about Chicago people. They're like Californians in that they think
love their own.
food is
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah. No, I
Where's
mean,
the best pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, of course we
I'm
do.
not a pizza guy, so I cannot tell you, but I'll fight over our pizza for sure because I'm from Chicago. That's it. But I don't like pizza as
Really?
much. No,
Like no pizza? Well,
it's like even when I used to work at the dealer, the coworkers used to like, let's get a pizza, and I'm like, dude, why you guys go crazy for the pizza? I'm like, bro, I can eat pizza every day. I was like, I can live without a pizza. Like it's just a bread with some sauce and then like pepperoni, whatever. Like it's nothing special. Like
100%.
you know what I'm saying? Like
but in the process of making it, it becomes the best food ever.
Yeah, no, I it's a pie. That's what it is. Like it's a pie. Like
A
you know what I'm saying?
savory pie.
Yeah, like it's not like
You like savory pie, David?
They make savory pie. Isn't that an English food like mincemeat
Hold up.
pie?
Can you just hang on for a minute? Here, I'll save it again. See if it hits it and runs down. It went right over your head.
What's that? Savory?
Never mind.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm sorry.
I make foul, disgusting jokes just to see if David gets them.
And I don't ever, apparently.
so. You're in Kansas, and I know you're in Raleigh, right?
I'm not in Raleigh. I'm outside of Raleigh.
Near
but,
Raleigh.
Yeah.
But I was gonna
No,
say.
hours and hours away from Raleigh. He's near to Charlotte.
So how far were you from ASTE?
3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Someone from
nearby.
top of the hill.
If you take Illinois and then flip it on its side, and you get North Carolina. So Raleigh would be Chicago, and where he's at, it would be like
It's like center,
further south than Springfield.
like center and what they call it, like center and Illinois. What they call that? Yeah, Springfield probably.
Yeah, Springfield is what 2-3 hours.
About
from-
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but further south.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what the next southern city.
Asheville?
No, I'm
Oh, talking about
Illinois.
Chicago.
Actually, I have a question. It just came in my mind to you, David. So you were in parts, right? You were a parts manager. So why didn't you decide to open up like parts selling business than shop? I'm just curious because I know, like I tell my partner and my wife, we work for the parts vendors. Like they make money because, like even if we don't make money, they are making money because we buy parts from them. So that's my question.
It takes a huge amount of money. You got to have inventory.
Always, yeah.
So a good parts store, if you're going to be competitive in a competitive area, $500,000 min
And
at
inventory,
cost
yeah.
of inventory. I started with $10,000 my shop.
Yeah, that's true.
Would I open it? I would absolutely open a parts store like tomorrow. If I had the cash, I would absolutely open a parts store tomorrow, and I would absolutely kill the competition in Kansas City because everybody sucks at it. They carry the wrong inventory, they carry the wrong inventory levels, and they have not figured out delivery. They haven't figured out delivery. I don't know why, but they haven't figured out delivery.
I'm lucky with Worldpack, to be honest. They have
I have
the
a
Shop-Ware.
warehouse like down the street from me.
Yeah.
Worldpack.
Yeah, I use them primarily. I use them. Now I start using O'Reilly for, some of my customers that they not their kids or their, they have a second car, third car that they're not European. And then
Napa's European line, like their import stuff is.
O'Reilly actually is not bad. Their brakes, the European line.
I just tried my first set of brake pads because they had them in stock. The first set of European line brake pads. And here's my problem. And they haven't figured, these people are idiots. They're idiots. And by people, I mean the people that run the parts stores. If they had gone out and just like, hey, I'm going to go talk to the shops. If we build a line of import specific brake parts just for European line, do you want us to plaster our stupid name all over the back of them? And then I think the majority of shops would go, hell no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do not put your stupid name emboldened with orange all over the back of the brake pad.
I agree.
Because I'm sorry, it's coming from a retail parts store. It cheapens the repair.
Correct.
Yep,
and if my customer can look through with their enormous 24-inch wheels from the factory and huge brake pads and huge calipers, if they see your stupid name, I can't emphasize stupid, their stupid name on the back of the brake pad, it cheapens that $1,100 brake job I just charged them for.
100%. 100%.
Do not put your name on it. And they're like, hey, we're going to put our name all over the back of these things. You know who else does that? AutoZone. Same stupidity. Exact same stupidity.
Akibono does not do that, and Akibono is way better company that makes.
Akibono doesn't do it. The OE, like Techstar, they don't.
Techstar, they do actually. They do.
Do they put their name on the back?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: they're a lot of times they're OE.
They are OE. BMW, they are Techstars.
Yeah.
Some of BMWs are Techstars. Yeah.
So it's different than import direct European by O'Reilly Auto. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
You done yet?
He agrees with me.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
he agreed too.
Everybody would agree with me. Don't put your stupid name on it. But they didn't.
True.
What did they do? Look at our new brake line. Why'd you put your name on it? Well, for brand market. Dude.
It's not like nobody knows you. Like they don't make no sense.
It's not even that. It's like, I don't want my customers to know what brand. They need to rely on me. This has to be a me thing. This is
you're the one standing behind it.
And I am the one that is sourcing the parts. So I don't need to. It's like you go to the restaurant and like, what does it say? You go to a nice restaurant. You go to a nice Chicago restaurant. They're not putting like 8-ounce filet by Butcher Bob's, Bob's specialty beef shop. Like, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
It just says 8-ounce filet. Yeah. I will elevate it and I will bring you a fantastic cut of meat and you can enjoy it. And the experience and the entire interaction is between you and me, and you're buying my steak. Where I buy the steak is irrelevant to you.
Correct.
You shouldn't care.
Correct.
And it's the repair process is the exact same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sourcing the best parts available. Now, some shops don't do that. I was going to say not a specific name. Some of your franchise and chain stores, they just need to turn the bay. So it's whoever has it in stock at the right price.
Correct.
That's all
They
that
don't
matters.
care.
They don't care. But at my shop, because that's not my business model, I want to make sure that they're getting the absolute best part. So if they've got to wait 2 days, they got to wait 2 days. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes.
So I have a hot take on parts. So I do use a lot of FCP Euro parts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do too.
So the reason why, a lot of times they are way cheaper than Worldpack.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sell them in packages. Like if I buy If I buy 4 control arms, comes with the bolts, comes with the ball joints, like for like front E60 BMW.
Yeah, dude, it is. That kit is awesome.
Right? And it comes the same price.
I use their kits to estimate my repairs.
That's true too.
Because you can go in and you can see what stupid O-ring am I going to miss.
Yeah,
100%. They've got it listed.
I do. Parts numbers and everything.
And with my wholesale account, dude, I can't beat their price. I can't call the dealer. I can't call anybody else and beat their price.
Though, here's the thing. The price thing shouldn't matter.
No.
It shouldn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're just marking it up.
Correct.
So whatever you buy it for,
correct.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
The major factor for me, though, is that I can have anything I want from them in 2 days. Whereas the dealers are telling me weeks.
1 day.
Yeah.
If you pay, and I obviously pay for it the second day, you order it today, let's say like 3 o'clock for, noonish, you'll get it, like 11 a.m., 12 a.m., you'll buy your doorstep.
And if you're setting up your schedule properly,
correct.
that 100% works. But the difference, what they are doing that these shops, these parts stores just have not figured out, it's the packaging.
Yeah,
the
100%.
Yeah. We will sell you.
Yes.
We will sell you these parts, the control arm. Like, look at the upper control arms. I think on the Audis, right? Mm-hmm. For those mid 2000s Audis, like you got to have the bolt because you're gonna drill the mother for out.
It's gonna break.
Every single time. So I know that, so I have to look up the part number for the bolt or whatever, right? And if they're like, hey, you can get the Moog, it comes. It's like, dude, I don't want the Moog. I want the Lemford or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I want the bolt too. And they're like, hey, we have this package. Like, you're doing a coolant system job, and they have 800 O-rings on the.
Yeah.
Everything is already there.
I have no idea why WorldPack hasn't been able to figure this out. Why?
Yeah.
It is kind of ridiculous.
To be honest with you, most of the parts department and parts guys, or they work behind the counter, they don't know there's a parts and injection with. Only one guy, which is our manager, used to be at the dealer. I tell him water pump. He used to give me the O-rings. He used to price out.
Yeah.
He looks at the car or he looks at the year. He prices out the coolant lines that he knows that's gonna need it. You're gonna touch it, it's gonna break. Price coolant, everything. And his employees sometimes is just do the water pump. That's it. So it depends on the person.
It's funny because we have this amazing Chevrolet parts guy. And I mean, he is phenomenal. Dude is so good. His name's Aaron, and he is the best of Chevrolet parts men in the entire country. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's so cool because he'll save you so much drama and so much BS. Because you'll call and you'll go to order a part and he'll say, Lucas, there's probably some things you need to know about that. Like, why? Well, we don't do that job. And here's why we don't do that job. And if you're going to do this job, you need all of this with it.
Yeah.
Well, I get that. It's very sporadic. Well, they'll go, hey, you want this and this too, right? And then I go, and I don't know why. I will say it. Now, I was in the parts game for a long time. I will say that for whatever reason, I don't know what got on these people's minds, but the shops would call the parts stores and they would consider them inferior. They would just have a tone. And if you said, you came back with, hey, just letting you know, you're going to need these O-rings, these bolts, this, because it's a thing.
Yeah.
They would, I know what I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I can see, especially if they've been in it for a long time, some of the parts people would shy away from making suggestions.
Yeah.
But I'll call the Hendrick Chevrolet and I'll get on the phone, and there's a guy in particular where he'll be like, hey, you're going to want the connector and this and this and this too, right?
Yeah. And
then I always go, yeah, but also give me those part numbers because I didn't know about it. He's like, yeah, you're going to want that. It's like, okay, I'm going to 100% take the suggestion from the parts people.
Yeah.
Like 100% of the time.
Because don't forget the manufacturer, when like BMW, for example, when you choose a part in the parts department, it would give you the parts numbers that it need to be replaced with that part.
Yeah.
It tells you an injection
24 does
width.
that too. Yeah.
It tells you an injection
Parts
width.
Link.
No, it does not do that.
Parts Link 24 does. Yes.
Parts Link
24, I think, is a different one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
How's that different?
Repair Link is a completely different website.
Yeah.
Parts Link 24 is just for like European cars.
Correct. Yeah, I have it through my Audi dealer.
It is really hard to use.
Yeah, it's not user
Did you have to pay?
user friendly. Yeah. So it tells you, and then that's how you price it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And here's the thing about it is like the diagrams are really awesome and you can really see what they're seeing on the diagrams.
Or you just go
But
to
then you go over there,
FCP.
if you get into that list, man, that list on the right hand side and you don't know what button to click
Yeah.
or where to go.
Yeah.
And so I've got sub accounts for one of my guys and the service. And I get that they're foreign and like it's not a language barrier or anything like that. It is almost impossible to get them to fix it. I've been paying $70 extra for months for him to have an account. And every time you call them and they're like, well, we don't know why it's not working. Maybe you did something wrong. And we're like,
See, that's the kind of business that we need to get into.
yeah.
The I don't care whether it works or not, just keep paying me money business.
Yeah. Like Planet Fitness. I don't care. You're not gonna show up, but I'm still charging you. I have an account. I have a actually membership with them that I don't use, but I still pay the $10. I go to a fancier one. I go to.
Why are you paying them then?
I just don't. I feel lazy to go call and do all that, dude.
Yeah, they do make it hard to
get Rocket Money.
That's
and
what
just
it
hit
is.
the button.
You can.
Cancels it.
You can. It's easier for you to
Why-
get a
why the
new
fancy
social
gym, though?
security, huh?
Why the fancy one?
Because better equipment, better
But
people.
what is it
It's
like?
I don't want to like.
Are you familiar with Sam Sulek? Everybody's familiar with Sam
Who?
Sulek, right? No,
So
you're
yeah,
not?
yeah, oh yeah,
You're-
yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, he goes to Planet
That's
Fitness.
true.
You
That's
look
true.
at him.
That's true. Yeah, but what he takes, what you need to look at. But my goal, yeah,
But his point though is
Yeah.
because you still got to do the work. You're
Yeah.
not gonna
No,
just
that's
take
true.
injections.
No,
You're
no,
not-
no, that's true. I know.
Well,
Yeah,
his
no, I know.
his whole thing is like,
You
hey,
can't-
you
not-
can you can get this big anywhere. Like,
the life they live, dude. Like, because I know a couple of my guys that they do compete, and then when it's time for them, when they are in season, you don't want that life, dude.
well, no, I'm not saying I want that.
Yeah,
because
like-
I've heard hey, you can't sleep, and you're like mentally you're all over the place
Crazy.
because your body fat goes down to
Yeah.
single digits. It's
Yeah.
not designed for
No,
that. That's
no.
insane. But I'm just saying from the hey, can I get this jacked
Going to-
standpoint? Like Planet Fitness,
yeah.
like it's got the machines.
Yeah. It does.
That's, the machines. That's what I told my wife. I'm like, look, I'm just telling you, I'm downstairs in the basement and I'm trying to push heavier and heavier weights. But it's getting to the point where if I don't get that weight up, ain't no one coming
Yeah.
to save me.
Yeah.
Like
That might be by
that
design.
that sucker. Well, no, I mean, it's my own doing. It's like she's not telling me like, hey, I think you should try another plate today. She's not doing that. But you want to push yourself harder and harder, and it gets more dangerous. Where you're like, hey, because you have to push yourself to the point where you can't you can't get that weight up.
It's a
one more
failure.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you're like that's the point where you go
Start
enough.
pulling their back
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like you see this, yeah. And so you're trying to push yourself as hard as you can. It's a lot safer to do it with these machines that they have at Planet Fitness.
Because then you
Because
just
you
let
can-
go and let
Yeah.
it slam.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. The machine is designed to do the exercise in a completely safe manner. And if you fail, you just let go and it'll do its thing and you're fine. I don't get the people that show up there and start doing dumbbell workouts. Like, dude, that set of dumbbells can be bought super
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah.
And you can do this at home. What are you doing in here?
So the reason why I go to the better gym, and it's in Park Ridge. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Park Ridge. Is this next city where I live?
Okay.
It's one of the high income areas too. It's for networking with the people over there because it's
Really?
big money over there too, and that's my next goal to have a shop in Park Ridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And
Make
it's
some
a cleaner
connections.
gym, like people, and you see people that they've been working out for a long time. They know what they're doing. Like, I don't like seeing people like, holding a hammer and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't know, holding a mic and trying
I
to
can
hammer with it.
understand that. I tell
Like,
my
I
wife.
can't.
I tell my wife,
It's-
I'm like, these people. I'm like, I see these guys that come in, and the leg press. It's always the leg press, right? It's always the leg press. They go like all the way to the bottom, and then they're like,
They're moving like,
they're like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
and she's like, are they? What are you supposed to? I'm like, you've got
You
to
have to
go
go
all the way
up,
in,
all the
and
way
you want
down.
that stretch. If you're not
Yeah.
stretching and pulling that muscle, it's not doing anything.
not
You're
working.
wasting your time.
Yeah.
We
so I
bored
have
it.
a-
We're making him feel bad because
No, it's okay.
he's
No, I'm look. That's what I was doing.
Trying to fight the food.
That's from that place across the street.
That
Somebody
looks
just
good.
sent-
So I have questions because obviously you guys been in the industry. So I am in a point where, again, car count, it's been my struggle. So I use Autoleap for my SMS.
Okay.
And I was using a company called Hibu, H-I-B.
Hibu, yeah.
Hibu.
Oh man,
I know. I
I'm
messed
sorry.
up.
They get
I messed up.
every new. I did too. They
messed
got me
up.
too.
So-
I did.
So the reason why I'm here, because I wanted to meet everybody in person. And I know of Kim, like I talked to her personally and I met her in ASTE. She got me, you know, she met me and Mac, we met through her. So I'm here and I'm switching to Techmetric. That's for sure.
Why Techmetric? Why not
Whoa,
Shop-Ware?
whoa.
Well,
What
I'm
are
going
we
to tell,
doing here?
I know. The reason
We're
why.
gonna fight already.
I know. The reason why
I'll let
my
you take him.
bookkeeper, she's a Techmetric because she does shop repairs, auto shop bookkeeping only, and all the shops that she work with, they use Techmetric. So
You know
when she
that's
worked
because she
with
gets
me,
a cut, right?
what was that?
That's because she gets a cut.
I didn't get it through her. I didn't do it through her. But when she started working with me, she had to learn Autoleap to work with me. So I don't want to get her.
She's not using QuickBooks though.
She does, but she does have that to pull some information. I don't know what she does. I don't know bookkeeping. My wife keep up with that. I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie to you. My wife does all the legal stuff, the taxing and all that. So she's on top of that with our CBS or whatever you call him, the accounting.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but she told me like, if you're gonna switch, please go to Techmetric. You would make my life easier. Do not try to introduce me to somebody else because I told her that I'm trying to switch from Autoleap. So my question to you guys are: so I'm trying to do. Obviously, I'm going with Techmetric. I'm gonna probably work with Marketing Pros. That's for sure. And then for CRMs, do you guys use CRMs? Are you?
I've used Autoflow, and I've used Steer.
Okay.
It was a mechanic advisor at the time. And I can tell you that Autoflow CRM, right, because it's DVI that's really what I use it for, is DVI and texting. And so Autoflow CRM is a lot more user work, right? You have to put the work in yourself.
Okay.
Right. Whereas Mechanic Advisor or Steer is much more automated and much like it's a lot cleaner, and most of it's pre-set up. You just go into a certain spot and you type this in. And so I think unless you want to spend a lot of time really on the tech side of it, understanding it, for CRM, I don't think you can go wrong with Steer. Right.
But here's the thing. Like you need to stop with slow down.
Okay.
Slow down.
Okay.
Like the move first Techmetric is all wrong, but we won't get into that. The Shop Marketing Pros is a good idea. The reason the foundational aspect of your marketing is going to start with two things, right? You need your customer list. It needs to be a clean customer list. Okay.
Yep.
And then the other thing is a good website. Okay. They're going to build a fantastic website for you as long as you feed them good, high quality pictures.
Okay.
So a part of your budget needs to be geared towards a professional commercial. Not my sister's cousin's uncle does photography. You want
Legitimate
somebody that
photography.
does small businesses to do headshots and action shots. Have them go around the whole shop, clean up the shop so it looks nice, make sure it's well lit, nice day, and have them just go around and take 30, 40, 50 pictures.
Drone shots, whatever,
Whoa, like you don't need to get that fancy. But if they offer it, go for it. You want to try to get as many pictures as you want. High quality, high resolution pictures that are color graded and not a whole nonsense. Okay. You feed that to Shop Marketing Pros, they will put together a beautiful website for you. Have them tell your story, the whole thing. They'll take care of that for you. That's aspect number one. And then the customer list. Name, address, phone number, email. You've got to have that. Yeah. And here's the thing with CRM, like not to steer you away from using CRM or anything like that. And we just had the Steer guys in here and they're really nice people. I love Greg to death. He's been cool with me for years and years and years and years now. Yep. And if your customer list is incomplete, outdated, missing information, you are not going to get a good return on your CRM money. The biggest thing that you need is reviews.
Which
and
is
if
that's
the business is well established, you don't have a lot of reviews.
I'm struggling with.
I'm
Even my return customers, I'm struggling with them to leave me reviews, which is it's like I feel like it's pulling teeth. Now that we've been doing like this is for we appreciate you if you can leave us. This is a $5 gift card, whatever it is. It's been
you doing it? Are you sending them a message that has the link so it automatically takes them right to the review site?
So the way Autoleap has it is when you get. So it's internal. Like they'll tell you, your visit, leave a review. You put 5 or 4 stars. You'll leave a review. It will go internally, and then after that, they were saying your link.
You can't do that.
So and my internal,
that's creating fatigue because they don't end up
exactly. And my internal, I have almost 100 reviews, 100, and then and my Google, I have barely 70.
Yeah,
like I'm missing 20, and I tell the people, I ask them, and they're like, "I already did it. Why should I do it again?"
Yeah.
Like they don't know.
That's
they don't know.
Yeah. You gotta cut out the extra stuff entirely.
That's what it is. That's why I want to go with tier because of that.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you right now that spend the money on the marketing on the website so you can have a good foundation. Then they'll clean up your Google My Business profile. They'll clean up your Facebook and your Yelp and all that. They'll clean all that up for you.
Shop Marketing Pros will.
They'll take care of all that. If your customer list is big enough, 1,000 names plus of clean, up-to-date data, then 1,000 names, you should be able to slide into Steer very easily and start reactivating some of your customers, and you'll get a good return on it. If you're at 250 names in, and you've got maybe 5,000 names, but 250 are your active names, people that have been in the last 6 months, and you've got good information on there, you're just not going to get enough of a return. Okay. And you need to switch from retention to acquisition.
Yeah.
So that means that you are doing mailers. That means that you're doing Google ads.
Yeah.
You want to get out and start doing that more aggressively, much more aggressively, and spend your money on that. So that $300, $400, $500 that you would spend on CRM needs to go into your Google ads and your mailers. He got me on MailShark, and like you can say with all the mailing company, everybody's like, I tried them. Look, the thing is you have to be very intentional about what your mailer looks like.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is like a lot of times Shop Marketing Pros, is that a service that they offer?
Yep.
Do you have to pay extra for that?
Probably.
Anyway, they will help you with some of that. You have to be very intentional how your mailer goes out. The thing that I like about them is that they charge me every week a set dollar amount. For me, budgeting is a big deal. Like I've got to know that this dollar amount is going to hit on this day, and I can rely on that, and it's not fluctuating. I'm not swinging up and down dollar amounts, right? So they set a set dollar amount every week, and I know my mailers are coming out on a consistent basis. That's another big deal. The mailers have to go out consistently. The mailers have to be switched up. They do that automatically for you, and you have a consistent charge every single week. So that gets on autopilot, and the only thing I'm doing is approving the artwork, which if you even want to get out of that, you just forward that to Shop Marketing Pros and go, hey, just give me your opinion on this. I don't like the colors. I don't like this. I don't like it. It's like, okay, you can send that feedback to them and they'll make the changes. They'll make as many changes as you want. Trust me, I've sent them 1,000 changes. They've come back with the changes. They will find you the neighborhoods. They'll ask you like, hey, what about this neighborhood? No, I don't want this. Yeah, that's a good neighborhood. They'll pull the demographic information for you.
And they even match back it for you.
You're talking about the Shark mail, or are you talking about
Shark? MailShark, yeah. And you want to have, because that's customer acquisition.
Yeah.
You want to have different channels going out. Shop Marketing Pros will handle your Google ads.
Yeah.
Let them handle your Google ads. But you want a multifaceted approach to new customer acquisition.
And here's
the thing. It really depends on how big your customer list is. It really does.
I do have over 1,400, but again, we are missing some emails for sure.
So 1,400 active?
No. I would say about 65 maybe active that we have seen, Well, I don't know if there's
I think the CRM might be worthwhile to try and reactivate some of that.
The problem if he's missing emails or he's got old phone numbers and he hasn't seen that customer in 4 years, like that's great for the old company, like, but 4 years ago, like that company was deactivated. That's now a new customer acquisition.
I understand that, but
reactivation is like a year old.
I understand that, but he at least has an opportunity to. It would be an avenue, even if he picked up 5 or 6 out of it.
That's not a return.
I understand it's not a return.
Well, then why do it?
Because if he's going to start growing his car count, right? And then he's working into it and he's creating this follow-up system. He's asking them, is everything okay? Right? It's creating a system that's across the board, right?
I think I need that. But how can I do it without CRM?
Right. And so
the follow-up?
Yeah. Like all that, like the follow-up, like asking for reviews and all. Yeah. The defer messages.
That's the follow-up. Like that follow-up is just asking for a review, making sure it's okay. A lot of that can be internalized. Because you just said how many cars you're doing in a week?
Well, we do between, like this week we did, I think 8 or 7, but we do between, I would say 10 and 15.
Okay. So
it's not much.
That's internal. Like that's 10 cars. Yeah. That's 10 text messages you can send out. All you need is the wording. Shop Marketing Pros can help you with that. Hey, can you just write me a follow-up text and then just send the text out? And
just
with
put the link.
They will give you the link.
Yeah.
They will give you the link. There's a specific link to collect reviews that Google gives out. That same thing with Facebook or whatever. They will give you the link. Ask them to set that up for you, and then you send out the text messages because you should be calling everybody as well. Mm-hmm. You, or whoever you have within the business should be doing the calling. Again, internal. You're trying to outsource. Outsource this is at scale. Like, hey, cannot spend the time to call 25 people and chase them down every single week. I have better use of my time. Okay, at that point, outsource. But when you're talking 7 to 15 customers on a good week, you're at 15, but you're really trying to target 10, like, just keep it internal. You want to know the process. You want to know the process. This is a mistake every flipping shop owner makes. I'm just telling you right now. You're new to this. I'm just telling you. Every shop owner makes this mistake. They try to slough off responsibility to somebody. And I'm not saying you're doing that, but this is what they do. They slough the responsibility. They try to slough off responsibility. They try to slough off responsibility to the company. Don't hit me. I didn't mean it. And they get mad when the company does not do what they think the company should be doing. Well, hey, bro, hate to break it to you, that company was never going to do that thing. But because you don't understand the process, you don't understand what it's like to make those phone calls, to do the follow-up, to send that text message, to send the email, to do the email campaigns. Like, you've never done any of this.
And you don't understand the intricacies of it.
You don't know the intricacy of it. You don't know the challenges. You don't know what you should be. You don't know A/B testing. You don't know any of this because you decided you were just going to have some random company do it. You have no idea if they're doing a good job.
True.
I feel like they're doing, this is what shop owners say all the time. It drives me absolutely bananas. It drives me absolutely bananas. They go, oh yeah, I feel like they're doing a good job for me. I feel like they're not doing a good job for me. I feel like I need to switch. And they perpetually switch from company to company to company. They're just bouncing around. I switch to this CRM, then that CRM, then this CRM, because I feel like they don't have any clue. Yeah. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing for them. They don't know. Here's the thing. The CRM company at the end of the day is just doing text message follow-up to collect reviews because the reviews are what bring the customers in, usually. Okay? From there, they are giving you a massive amount of reporting. What are you doing with that reporting? Nothing. You're paying exactly $250, $300 more to get this reporting. You don't know what to do with that. So you're like, okay, what's my target car? How do I know? What's your target car?
Got a whole list of them.
I know it's a Mercedes.
Yeah, you guys are just vague. Well, if you went into your CRM, you would go up and say, my most profitable vehicle is a Ford F-150. That's everybody's. By the way, that's yours too. I'm just guessing, but they're
you like
shitty
to see
and there's
the
a lot
data?
of them. They're
like to see
shitty in
the
a lot
data?
of them.
You want me to?
You should pull it up. I just want to see.
You want me to put your foot in your mouth?
It's Ford. It's going to be Ford F-150. I'm just telling you right now. It's going to be Ford F-150. It is for everybody, not for you. But if you're general repair, it's Ford F-150. Anyway, but if you want to specialize in a specific brand, right? What I will say about Shop Marketing Pros is they will ask you those questions. And if you don't have the answer, you need to tell them, I don't know. Can you help me find the right answer? They will tell you where to find the right answer because you are going to be in a learning process. Do as much as you can yourself. Learn how to do it. I cannot stress that enough because if you know how to market, you can scale the business as fast as you want because you've learned the marketing side of it. I know exactly if I go into Park Ridge. I'm going to go into Park Ridge. I'm going to design a campaign to start acquiring customers. Hey, coming soon. Hey, coming soon. Hey, open now. Hey, grand opening. Yeah. Hey, I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I joined the BNI group in the area. There's 1,000 little things that you can do, but because you learned the marketing, you didn't just slough it off to some company, some random company thinking that was going to do XYZ for you. You learn the marketing aspect of it. You're going to be able to scale much faster. For example, are you in a BNI group?
No.
Okay, join one tomorrow.
I'm not involved in the community at all.
That's not involvement in the community. That is instant business. That is you want some flipping cars? Go to a BNI meeting. I cannot stress that enough. That's like day one. Don't spend the money on the CRM company. Spend the money on the BNI and join them.
So what
$1,200 for 2 years. Okay. It's a meeting.
Talk to me about it. Yeah, tell me about it. I don't know. I heard it from you guys.
BNI group? Yeah. It's a weekly meeting. You show up and you pass each other referrals.
So it's like a different businesses.
But you're the only auto repair shop in the group. So if somebody needs auto repair, they're coming to you.
So if the BMI group by me has one already,
you cannot join. You have to find another one.
Okay,
dude, you're in Chicago. There's probably 8,000 BNI groups within 10 miles of you.
Okay.
And so it's not really, this is the exciting part, is you get in there and they're like, oh, I'm an HVAC guy. I have 55 cars in my fleet. I need somebody to take care of them. They're all sprinters.
Yeah.
So, hey, I do sprinters. You do? Yeah. We're experts at sprinters. Bring them down. Awesome. You just got a huge fleet and you got to take care of them. That's the big thing. Yeah. You got to do things ethically. What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
F-150.
No, Ford is my top. 228.
Imagine that.
A 228i is the highest GP. Not quite.
228i BMW?
Mm-hmm. That's because he did one.
Silverado.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're looking at it going, they sold 3 of those. What are you talking about?
Look, the data's right here if you want to pilfer through it.
I want to see
2014 is my top year for my most.
It's always Fords. It's the most profitable car because they're junk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I won't disagree with that by any means.
Anyway, and how many? Hey, what was the car they produced the most? Ford
F-150.
Yeah, by a bajillion.
But I hate to tell you, my top ones are not
wrong. By the way,
my top ones are not. They're all diesels, and you know why? My number one sales are they're the
because you specialize diesel.
Well, there's the 6.7s, and they get fuel systems there, and they're $15,000 a pop. So I know that you're wrong, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, here's the thing that you need to know, okay? Because he's not wrong about any of the stuff he's saying, but I will tell you this: is that when you go to work with Shop Marketing Pros, what's going to happen is they're going to do an interview,
and they're 4 hours long.
Yeah, they're going to get to know you, right? And they're really going to get to know you, not just like, oh, hey man, how you doing? What's your name? Right? They're gonna talk about things we talked about on this podcast. Mm-hmm. Where did you come from? Why are you doing this? Right? And they
want to tell your story in their market.
Yeah, right. And they want to. I agree. Because what happens with a lot of marketing companies that I've seen is they come out and they try and market you like they market every other shop. And the problem is that when that consumer walks through the door, they don't get that because it's not like what they expected. Yeah. So Kim and Brian market you the way you are. And they show clients who want what you have, not what everybody else down the street has. Mm-hmm. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So when they're out here sharing your story, they're connecting people that connect with your story. Okay? And then they bring them into the shop. And every bit of the marketing that they do is extremely and highly customized, built exactly for what you want to accomplish. But here's the thing, and here's what pisses some people off, is they're not going to give them the option to cheap out and be lazy like he's talking about. They're going to say, no, we can't do this without you. You have to be part of this. You are part of the process.
Yeah.
We don't just do this for you. It's not do it for you marketing, because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You have to be a part of
Involved,
this.
yeah.
And so they take
part
it,
of the team.
Absolutely. And they take it and they begin to build into it, and they call you and they say, hey, what about this? Did you notice something from this? Is this working? Is that working? And they begin to adjust and turn the knobs and twist here, and they get you exactly where they think it's working, right? And then your success manager, usually Danny, is going to call you, and she's going to say, hey, I need to do a meeting. Now, she yells at me because I'm never at my meetings. But, on the way over here, she sends me a video this month because she knows I won't show up for the meeting. And she sends me a video, and she says, hey, Lucas, here's your numbers. Here's where we're low. And by the way, here's the Google numbers. And she shows herself clicking through. And she says, here's where we were last year. Here's where we are right now. Here's your cost per click. This is what this means. This is why this is important. Hey, Lucas, I'm concerned we're not targeting like we should be right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they'll do a good job for you.
And
the most important thing, though, is you got to be learning. You got to be learning,
yes,
not to replace them, but you have to know when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. When somebody is trying to sell you something, like a Haibu is coming at you, like you're gonna sniff that from 1,000 miles away. You're like, no, dude, that's not the way I work. And you'll be a much more effective marketer. So when you do scale to that second, third, and fourth location, you're going to be able to hit that ground running. But I cannot encourage you enough. Go find a BNI group.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Go join a BNI. He's not in a BNI group. I am. I'm just telling you right now.
No, if I felt social enough and like didn't feel like an outsider, I would definitely do it.
Get out of here. It's so stupid.
No, man. Our Chamber of Commerce, we don't have a BNI group, right? But our Chamber of Commerce is uppity, right? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
Wasn't he in our? Oh, didn't we do a meeting with him? A Zoom thing?
Yeah.
Or thing?
Yeah, David. That's like the best part of this.
Talk to them about, hey, do you have a European specialty shop? Because you might have an auto repair shop in the group that's like, dude, I don't touch Euro. Yeah. It's like, okay, perfect, I'm in. So you can have specialization within the group. Like you can have 5 attorneys, but it's like that's the divorce attorney, that's the real estate attorney, that's the commercial attorney. Correct. Okay. So you can't have direct competitors in the group. You need to go to as many groups, and you have to find one that just jives with you, that you like the people, you like the interaction, you like the meeting. You can go twice for free. So that's free referrals. And I think the number's like $1,500 that a new person or a visitor gets after their second visit. They get at least $1,500 in referrals because you are doing something that they don't have a group, that they don't have covered in the group. Does that make sense? So like you walk in there, like we don't have an auto repair guy. Somebody is going to send you a referral. Like, hey, I'd like to use your service. Here's a referral. And it's typically the average ends up being $1,500. What a dork. Tell him he's a dork. David says you're a dork. Anyway, so you're going to be able to get immediate business from a BNI group. So get in the BNI, start doing your follow-up yourself, start sending those links out yourself, start doing your own email newsletter. You can buy some of the services you can buy from Shop Marketing Pros and look at their budget and see what they're going to charge you and figure out what's best for you. But at the very least, have them do your Google, have them do your website. Yeah. The posting on social media and stuff like that, dude, you got that covered. Like you already know what to do. Keep making your TikToks, your reels. Don't just make them in TikTok, cross-post.
No. Okay.
Cross-post.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that same TikTok.
Then
download
take the
it.
Watermark. I know.
Yeah, take the watermark out and download and put it up on Instagram, put it up on Facebook. Put it up on YouTube. Even.
I've been doing that. Yeah. One thing that you mentioned, the mailers. So I'm working with the institute, obviously, and my coach is Kevin. I don't know if you guys know him.
No.
So the first thing he told me I should stop doing mailers because he's like, there's no.
If you're doing them with Haibu, yeah.
No, I don't do it with Haibu. So what I was doing, we have a local printing company.
No.
You need somebody that really knows what they're doing. There's a lot of people who say you only get 1% return on mailers. what I have found, and so Mail Shark Buddy, they will nail it down and they will get it right. And Mike Allen is a great person to talk to about mailers.
Is that the guy here today?
No. Mike Allen is
didn't show up.
Mike Allen is a shop owner out of Raleigh, and he's got the mailers absolutely on point. He knows how to do it right.
How many shops does he have?
Four,
I think.
3 or 4. Yeah.
And so he knows how to do it right, and he's got it perfected. But I'm going to tell you that it is true that to some degree you won't get that return. But a lot of those numbers that they're citing, or you only get 1%. You only get 1% of the total volume of mailers you send out. But you might get 2 mailers back, and they might spend that much money for what you paid for the whole campaign.
The way I look at the mailers, mostly it's like a brand awareness to let people know.
It's conversion tool. It's a conversion tool.
No, you do not want a brand awareness. Brand awareness, you're too small for brand awareness.
Okay.
Brand awareness is great when you're Midas. You're not Midas.
And the reality is you'll never fight them. Right?
Yeah, of course.
You will never have enough budget to counter them.
No, yeah.
And so with a good mailer and a good offer on it and good artwork, you will see those mailers pile back in the door, right? But you have to have somebody that knows what they're doing in automotive.
And this was another mistake a lot of shop owners make. You don't look at how many mailers come back. It's nice to be Jay Huh, and he takes a picture of the giant table with 800 of his mailers that came back. And he's like, oh, marketing work. He does the whole shtick. Here's the thing. A lot of times it is brand awareness in the sense that it got somebody to make the phone call. They don't even use the flipping coupon. They don't use the coupon.
Yeah.
They don't
you
care.
don't you don't track it. You don't know.
You have no idea whether it's mailer. The only way to track it reliably is phone call volume. You want to see, this month I had this many phone calls. This month I didn't do mailers, or last month I didn't do mailers, and I had this many phone calls. The mailers hit, phone call volume went up. Mailers hit, phone call volume goes up. And you can see the trend. And you're maintaining phone call volume. And my sales are down. Why? Phone call volume went down. If my phone call volume goes up and my sales don't go up with it, I've got a conversion problem. The phone conversion's off.
Yeah.
So you've got to track phone call volume. That's the only way to know, because they're going to be calling. They might not mention the mailer. They not mention the coupons. They might not mention the offer. They don't care. They saw, they reacted, they called, and your phone call volume goes up with your marketing. That's all you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's it. That way you can track it and know, if I stop the mailer, and you can always do A/B testing. I stop the mailer, my phone call volume. 2 months later, my phone call volume is at 30% of what it was. I need to get back on the mailers. That's how you know. That's the only way you're going to be able to tell. So how many mailers are coming back and stuff like that, those are uninitiated shop owners. They don't know. Like, dude, I won't forget I'll never forget. That's Lucas's phrase. I'll never forget the Mercedes specialty shop. He was railing against mailers, and he's like, I spent $15,000 and I got one customer out of that $15,000. And it's like, yeah, dude, I'm sure you didn't. You didn't. You spent $15,000. I guarantee you, if the mailer was good, and the problem with the printing company is they do printing.
They don't track.
If they do printing,
Yeah.
that's what they do. And so they're like, hey, they may not have the staff and the bandwidth to specialize in artwork and the offers and the where to put the offer, eye trail, like color scheme. They got a gal that does that. She went to school for marketing and she puts together the mailers, and then you just buy them, and they make their money on the printing, and then they package them up and they send them off for you, and then they're buying the routes from USPS. It's a very, I've done that. I did it for a long time. It's very rudimentary, and it works for a while, but eventually you get to the point where the prices are fluctuating too much. You don't know what you're going to get. You drop thousands of dollars on a mailer and it doesn't hit. If phone call volume went down, like what's going on? And then there's too much going on.
And if you work with somebody like MailShark, right? And so Josh that works at MailShark is a friend of mine. And so he he shared a lot of the interior details of how they do and what they do. And so they source a list, right? And they source this list, and then they nail down through this list. And they say, okay, you have this many customers on this list already. Okay. Are we interested in marketing to them, or are we interested in marketing to new clients?
New clients.
That's a pretty good question, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, okay, now listen, the median income is this, and these are the vehicles they have. Do I need to take anything out of this?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any adjustments we need to make? Do we need to curtail this a little bit? And you begin to see that they have a strategy for this, and they're asking the right questions because they know. And you know, it's just like we're doing a mailer right now, and Mike Allen said, hey, whatever you do, I was talking to Mike, I said, I need some car count right now. And he said, whatever you do, don't send this to your existing clients, because you're going to get complaints from your existing clients, because they're going to come in and say, hey, if you run that special now, why didn't I get that special?
True.
Right? He said, you know, don't send this to your existing clients. So we sent some mailers to existing clients, some mailers to this specific demographic. And so, like, for instance, Continental runs a special on a tire size that's on one type of Audi. Guess what? They come out and they say, hey, you got this great tire special going on. Let's make sure we send this out, because that looks like it's just this Audi tire size, right? Picture of an Audi Continental tire. This fits these vehicles. We'd love to see you come in to talk to us about this, but they're on sale right now. And it's that exact targeting of who you're looking for in your shop that's going to make it effective.
Yeah.
Right?
Jump on that. Jump on that. So go figure out your customer list.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it.
See how many active customers. Get that website rolled out. Make sure you get lots of pictures. Go join our BNI group before you do it, and then start setting up your follow-up process.
Let me put that in notes.
Start setting up your follow-up process.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I can do the email follow-up. I can do the text messaging, because I don't have enough customers in here that I can't do it myself. And then you figure out the wording, you figure out what's most effective, and you start collecting those reviews yourself.
Yeah.
Gifting the $5 isn't necessarily what's going to get it. What will get it is just consistency in the follow-up.
Consistency in the follow-up, and an easy, super easy way to get there.
Yes, super easy. It's got to be
stupid
easy.
If it's, hey, here's a coupon, by the way, go over to Google and leave us a review. They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
If it goes through a review portal that they have to review you on this portal. There was a number of companies years ago that they said, hey, what was it? Not Trustpilot, but what's the other one that was with Mitchell? Remember Mitchell?
That was Mitchell's internal deal. Yeah, right.
And they got thousands and thousands of reviews. And all these people are like, well, look at all these thousands of reviews I've got. I can't leave Mitchell. I've got thousands of reviews with them. Nobody ever sees those reviews. They don't even know they're a thing. It's bullshit.
It's internal only.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. So what I made those. I don't know if you guys came across them. You can see them on Facebook, probably on Instagram. It's like you have a tag where you tap your phone. Yeah. So I made that. You know, I put it and I asked them, made it easier for you if we really appreciate it.
They need to be able to do it out away from the shop.
I understand. And that's
the other thing too is you want them not
away thinking
pinged.
about it.
The other thing is that you don't want them pinging in your shop and dropping a review. Google does not like that. I've had glowing reviews taken down because they left the review too close to my shop.
Gotcha.
And Google tells me, it's like, hey, they were too close to your shop. We think you were incentivizing them to leave a review. We don't like that. So you want them away from the shop, and you want it to be a couple of days later. Let everything process. You follow up and go, hey, is everything great? Yeah, hey, if you don't mind, I really appreciate it. I'm glad everything's going great. If there's any issues, call me. But I'm going to send you a link. If you could just click on that link and leave me a review on Google, I would greatly appreciate it so I can get more business. I'm just trying to grow my business. Yeah. Poor old me, little immigrant. You play that up, especially to the white libs. They love it.
It's either that or they're not going to come back.
That's it.